Hey folks, Pepper Princess. I am currently in the process of winterizing my homestead, and a lot of people ask, what does that mean for somebody who lives on the grid? Well, not much. I'm hanging up my kayaks for the winter, and that also means that I'm taking down the line in the backyard and hanging up a new line, or the same, it's not really new, rehanging the clothesline in the garage for the winter, because as you know, when it starts getting rainy, you can't really use the clothesline outside because your clothes don't get dry. It doesn't really take a whole lot to get ready for winter in suburbia, even if you do live on a homestead. It also means taking the wood that I've collected, as you can see, getting it chopped up, putting it on the wood pile, and then covering it with a tarp. It also means adding quilts and blankets to the guest room, especially wool. Wool's a really big one. Even though this is California, it can get cold. I very rarely turn on the heater, maybe 4 or 5 times during the whole winter, and I use a lot of wool blankets and also electric blankets that go under you as opposed to an electric blanket on top. The ones that go under, the heat rises up and it keeps you warm all night. I also start adding throws and blankets into my living room just in case I want to take a minute and take a nap and keep myself warm. Got plenty of firewood outside, so if I want to have a fire in the winter, I'll show you what I do in this room just to keep the heat in a little bit better. Just one second here. Adds color to the room too, just a little. Okay, so if I want to have a fire in this room, the fireplace is right behind me. All right, what I do is these curtains I put up here for privacy and color and design, but they also serve another function, and that is I'll close them up. And in the wintertime, if I want to have a fire, the majority of the heat will stay in this room, even though they're really thin little curtains. It'll stay in this room and keep me super, super warm, sometimes so warm that I have to open the back door. Even though I have a super, super ancient gas heater, what I'll do is I'll take the rifle outside of that, which is right there in the hallway, but I'll take that out, store it in my closet in my bedroom, and make sure that I have changed out the filter, even though I only use it a few times a year. Just want to make sure that any air that's coming in is going to be super clean. I also take the long-term food storage out of my closet and move it into the garage because it's going to be nice and cool in there. It's going to be cooler in the garage over the winter than it's going to be in the house. And I want to make sure that my long-term food storage is going to stay nice and cool in a cool, dark place. I'm also going to make sure that I am stocked up on apples. Apples will last a good month, month and a half in room temperature storage, which is right there. That's where I'm going to store my apples. I'm going to go get some more tomorrow. You guys have already seen where I forage for these guys. I'm going to stock up on those. Make sure that I'm stocked up till December. Now with my garden, because I live in the beautiful state of California, my garden is still producing. Everything that I planted is still going strong. I've got zucchini, and there's still some coming in. I'll show you real quick. My tomatoes are still coming in too, but I have to be super quiet because my neighbors are out. Those are my heirloom tomatoes. Hey, Rocky. My Swiss chard is still coming in strong. I just had to trim it today. Ow, Rocky, not the feet. Where you at? Quit moving. Rocky, not the feet. Not the feet. Bouncy dog. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me get you. Ready to pounce. What you doing? Where are you going? Where you? Ow, my feet. My foot. Ow. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, crazy doggy. No. Double checking the water heater to make sure that it's on a good temperature. It's currently on low. Low is pretty much the highest it goes. It keeps our water bill down all winter long, and the water's perfectly hot enough. If we find out that it's not hot enough, we'll just move the temperature from low up a little bit to hot, and that'll do the trick. Double checking the chicken coops, giving them a quick once over, clearing off the debris off the top, and making sure for the most part that they're watertight, or at least that the chickens have a spot to stay dry. Checking for leaks as I go along. Hey, Bandit. Hey, Bandit. The inside of the coops get cleaned daily, so I'm not really worried about that. Sorry, I'll say that again. The inside of the coops get cleaned daily, so I'm not really worried about that. And last but not least, just checking out the dirt, seeing where the best place to put my winter garden is going to be. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be right there. I'm just going to go ahead and rototill that out. Once I get it planted, I'll show you guys a video. And I'm also going to take that metal container right there and plant some potatoes. I have planted potatoes over there before. And the problem that I had is that they just went buck wild. Couldn't decipher where they were going to come up, and when I mowed the lawn, I know that I was mowing down some potato plants at the same time because you have to keep them contained, otherwise they just go all over the place. I'm also going to go back there and saw that up. It doesn't stand up anymore, and we found it on a curb, but I'll saw that up and it'll give me a good couple of pieces of wood. Got to make sure the bed's nice and comfy. My bed is nice and comfy for the man of the house. Huh, Rocky? Rocky! Are you comfy? Right there in the middle of the bed? Is that nice? Yeah. When we sleep, I usually wake up in the corner over there, and he's right smack dab in the middle of the bed. I think he claimed my bed. Anyway, make sure you got your bed nice and comfy and cozy for the man of the house. Double checking the water barrel for any signs of leaking and to make sure that all the connections are still good. No problems, no corrosion, nothing like that. So that thing will be full by spring. All right, folks, and that pretty much covers the winterization of my suburban homestead. There's not really a whole lot to it. Because I live in suburbia and I'm on grid, it doesn't really require a lot of work, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour tops, just double checking, making sure everything's ready to go. And I would recommend having your fireplace cleaned once every 2 years. Mine was just cleaned last year, so I don't have to worry about that. He follows me everywhere. Don't you, mister? Don't you, mister? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Mwah! I gotcha. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.